only source for all the stuff you care about. I'm still Kevin Pereira.
Yes, you are.
Love to you. Love to you.
And I'm Candace Bailey. For the club. We are coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
And on the old program today, Silas Mitchell from Prison Break and the new show Grimm. We'll be here to tell us how you can be a werewolf without having to deal with moody teenagers and sparkly vampires. It's a good kind. Plus, we'll look into the sad, sad history of the Atari Jaguar in Tales from the Console Graveyard. We never said every console was a success, all right?
And humans destroy themselves for your entertainment in great moments of de-evolution.
Genitals will be shattered. But hey, you can't make a tasty show sundae without the cherry on top, can you?
That's right. A cherry named Sarah Underwood.
Well, hello.
Hey. She looks like a cherry today, too.
I do look like a cherry.
Look at that.
All right, well, this is what is coming up in the feed. The next Xbox might double as a DVR.
Whoa!
Yep, plus France gets a Darth Vader burger on a black bun. I'll give you all the details on this and so much more later in the show.
All right.
You just grabbed your crotch.
I did?
Yeah.
Why
You went like this.
Why would I do that? I'm sorry about that.
Ready to feed.
I didn't mean to do
didn't
that.
bother me.
Inappropriate. I apologize.
No, don't. You never have to apologize for that. You never should apologize for putting them behind your back. Thank you.
They look great.
Remember for the holidays we had a Christmas tree and we asked you guys to send us ornaments and like none of you did? Well,
No, some people did.
yeah, some people did. And some people put them on a slow boat from Japan because they just arrived. Check out some of these. These are little handmade, little crocheted mailboxes.
I love this.
Chad from Erath, Louisiana, which sounds like a made-up city, sent these in, and he sent one in for Sarah too. He forgot the H on her name, but other than that was very sweet.
Mine is
mine, I want
really
mine.
long.
You want to send? Yeah, you win. You win the wars.
Thank you.
It's
like
not the size of the
double.
mailbox; it's how you stuff it.
Yay, thank you, Chad.
My mother used to tell me that.
Time right now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
We're going around the net. That ran its course. And at number 5 today, listen, I don't care if it's January. It is never too late for a holiday choir.
A cursed holiday choir.
So happy to see that.
Those poor kids.
I believe the title of that Christmas carol was We Wish You a Merry Lawsuit.
Or perhaps away in a hospital.
I think it was my all-time favorite, Oh, Holy Crap.
That's my favorite. Oh, holy crap. And at number 4 is a very important message from the king of actors who played British tough guys Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, knowing how to do CPR can save a dude's life. And so Vinnie Jones, assisted by the beat of the classic Bee Gees disco tune Staying Alive, is here to show you how it's done.
My name is Vinnie Jones, and I'm going to teach you a lesson you'll never forget. There are times in life when being tough comes in handy. Say some geezer collapses in front of you. What do? We need a volunteer that ain't breathing. Here's one I made earlier. First thing you do is you check him over. If he ain't responsive or he ain't breathing, or he's making noises like this, then his heart will stop working, he's having a cardiac arrest. Look lively. First call 999. Then you do hands-only CPR and no kissing. You only kiss your missus on the lips. Push hands-only CPR. It ain't as hard as it looks.
No!
You're not supposed to do mouth-to-mouth anymore? That's weird. I didn't know that.
And apparently I don't need this anymore. I'm sorry. It's done. It's done.
Kevin, was that your CPR card?
My comically oversized CPR card, yes. Candace, listen, I did not complete 9 hours of first aid training at the Redondo Beach Red Cross to not mouth kiss dudes. There are those wind chimes again. That's weird.
And at number 3 video of a guy proposing to his girlfriend.
Remember, kids, do not try this at home. Do it in the woods.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you really badly. So, Reva, will you please marry me?
Yes! Oh my god!
Yeah! Yeah!
Oh my god! That's so cool!
Here. Reva, put it on.
I'm trying!
That is so weird to me.
They don't throw rice at an Alabama wedding. No, sir.
The best part is, 9 months later, when she gives birth to their first baby child, the baby explodes out of the womb, jumps a ramp through a flaming hoop, and flies directly into the arms of a clown.
Have to yay that.
I mean, we don't have to yay that.
We're all on the same roller coaster. We're not getting the souvenir photo on this one. We know how that ends. Good try, Princess. We love you. We love you. Hey, hey! All right, our number 2 video today. Let's keep this train on the track. Our number 2 video today is of an amphibian playing games on a phone.
Turns out the frog is pretty good at the game and at surprising his owner.
Amazing!
That is almost as mean as putting a fatty in front of burger time.
Oh.
It is!
Yeah. I actually saw a video of that once, and it ended the exact same way.
I bet it did.
It did. Still ahead, though, we have a drunk lady versus a mechanical bull. And that's something
There
there.
will be nudity in our number 1 ETN.
The bull?
No.
All right. It's from last year. New Year's Eve, specifically. You know, New Year's Eve, the holiday that takes all the drunkenness of all the other holidays and then wraps it in evening wear and stupid hats and horrible music. Like Toby Keith's I Love This Bar. Oh.
But we are not saying that the woman you're about to meet is intoxicated.
No, not at all.
Because in her defense, mechanical bulls are hard to ride whatever blood alcohol content you're bringing to the party.
Okay, explosive reaction in the studio, clearly, but the Twitter wall was truly blowing up during that entire video. I've never seen it scroll so fast.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Everybody's complaining about the number 1 video. Robo Bull 101 says, stop showing mechanical bull abuse.
What?
Mega Cow 12 says, when drunk girls ride mechanical bulls, everyone loses.
I honestly had no idea that so many of our viewers hated mechanical bull videos.
Weird.
Saddle Sore 79 says, let the bulls ride instead, which, I mean, that's a hilarious visual. I would love to help you, but we have no ability to do anything like that, you know?
You know, actually, I think we did get in that mechanical drunk girl.
The one we ordered before the holiday break? I didn't think that was coming anytime. It's here? Where is it?
Oh,
my
it's
God,
right there.
I can't believe I didn't notice that in my peripheral vision. Insane.
Now, do we have any bulls in the audience
Oh, are
today?
there any over there? Any bulls? I see some cows.
Oh, look, there's a bull.
Hey, there's a bull.
Mr.
Yeah.
Bull.
Hey, bull. You want to ride a brand new mechanical drunk girl? Come on.
Come on.
Oh, come on. Put the drunk girl on the horse. There we go.
Yeah.
This is great. He gets to take revenge on drunk girls at Western bars for all of mankind.
Great.
Get on up there.
All right. Make sure you hold on tight, okay?
Okay.
Hold on tight.
Now, let's get this thing going. You gotta ride that drunk girl. Get it going. Yeah. Oh, that's got a rail tail in the back, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Is that
Hey, come on. No, respect that bull parts. Come on.
Is he okay?
I don't know. I think looks like he's spraining an ankle or something. Get out of there with those cameras.
Come on, cows, go.
Damn cows. I'm sure this is gonna be fine. He's.
You're just gonna leave him there?
Who wants burgers?
In the mid-90s, the Genesis and SNES were coming to the end of their runs. The next generation of consoles was on the horizon, and Atari was leading the charge with their new system, the Jaguar. Launched in '93 in the test markets of New York and San Francisco, Atari attempted to advertise the Jaguar, somewhat inaccurately, as the world's first 64-bit gaming console with the slogan, "Do the math."
Jaguar! Jaguar! Jaguar!
It was actually a 32-bit CPU and a 32-bit GPU that I guess adds up to 64 bits.
Some engineer on a whiteboard said, well, I did the addition. We got a 64-bit system. Not really. That was marketing speak. It was 32 bits and barely 32 bits.
The Jaguar was priced at $250 and initially sold well, moving 17,000 units with its debut. The system was boxed with a copy of Cybermorph and a single D-pad, which most critics regard as the worst controller of all time.
You had 3 buttons, and then you could call Grandma on it or dial Miss Cleo because they gave you a whole telephone keypad on this thing. It was kind of a throwback to the Intellivision controller.
The Jaguar was released nationwide in early '94, and initial sales looked good for the system. Game cartridges were ROM-based and held 6 megabytes of memory. However, many of them were just reimaginings of old titles.
Atari was a nostalgic label. I mean, all of us remembered the 2600, Atari games in the arcade, but it didn't denote high-end technology, which is what they were kind of trying to sell it on.
Then, in 1995, Atari released the console's only add-on, the Jaguar CD, in an attempt to compete with other disc-based consoles like the PlayStation and Sega Saturn.
They only ever released 15 titles for it, and it was so expensive that it did end up being a bit of a wash.
The CD peripheral only sold about 20,000 units, and many of the titles were ports like Myst and Dragon's Lair. Despite these missteps, the Jaguar would have its relative share of hits. Games like Tempest 2000, which updated the arcade tunnel shooter.
Tempest 2000 was their system seller, and it's polygons in space and shooting stuff. It had pretty graphics for the time, and the sound was okay, and it was an enjoyable game by Jaguar standards.
However, the true shining moment for the system was the first-person shooter Aliens vs. Predator.
This really was the first game that I can remember anyway that allowed you to not only play the game from 3 different perspectives, but it also offered you unique experiences.
The idea that you're going to play all 3 species, human, alien, and predator, goes back to this Atari version. This was not created with the first of the PC games.
However, by 1996, the Jaguar was written off as a loss, selling less than 250,000 units compared to the PlayStation, which topped 100 million.
So, to put into perspective how hilariously bad the Jaguar sales were, people compare its success to the Sega Saturn, which sold a few million units.
Leftover units were sold off to various companies ranging from arcades.
Atari was able to take some of the hardware and architecture that was created for the Jaguar and sell it off to arcade divisions. Area 51 was actually powered on Jaguar technology.
To the more bizarre.
The unused systems got turned into dental cameras, inflicting more pain upon an unsuspecting populace.
By the late 90s, Atari was purchased by Hasbro, who released the rights for the system. While the Jaguar would find a little life in the modding community, it effectively ended Atari's run as a console maker.
Atari is such a strong brand, something that will so define the late 70s and the early 80s. Really showed that, that type of nostalgia hadn't kicked in yet in the early 90s. And as a result, you started to see that Atari brand slip. They don't make consoles anymore. They do make games occasionally, but something that was so prominent in people's minds has really just become sort of a novelty and something that people talk about wistfully and really never go back to play those games again.
And no thanks to Atari for the Jaguar. Also, those folks they know a lot about games. I'm thinking, call me crazy, they should host a show about them or something. Crazy, I know. Still ahead, Chris Gore goes to the Asian underground where old men are not to be trusted.
And later, Silas Mitchell from Grimm will creep us out live.
These guys are about to set off their homemade cannon. So what happens next? Does the explosion send the cannon flying into the air? Does the backfire destroy all of their windows? Or does the cannon fly backwards and crush their car? Find out when we return.
Yeah, if I had superpowers of Santa Claus, I would probably use the door. Yeah, I can't fit through the chimney. I'm too fat.
These guys are about to set off their homemade cannon. So what happens next? Does the explosion send the cannon flying into the air? Does the backfire destroy all of their windows? Or does the cannon fly backwards and crush their car? Who cares about not having windows? You got a kick-ass cannon, brah.
Hey, don't have plans for Saturday night?
Never.
Well, now you do, because starting at midnight Pacific time, you can play Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary in the Underworld Awakening Xbox Live all-nighter.
My God, I'm so glad you're telling me this.
I know.
You can also get this. I'm not done. You can also, okay. You can also enter for a chance to win the ultimate AOTS and Xbox Live prize pack. Now you get excited! Including a trip for you and a guest to LA to watch a live episode of Attack of the Show. That is our show!
Wow.
That is this show! This thing right here. You watch it with a guest!
Head to xbox.com/underworld sweepstakes to enter, and then head to a movie theater on January 20th to check out Kate Beckinsale in Underworld Awakening.
We'll have to near the good time.
We will.
Now, the task of gathering news is not an easy one.
Fortunately, Sarah.
Oh, here comes the bus. We're under it.
Thanks, Kevin,
You're
and
very
not
welcome.
Candace.
Sarah, I love you. You know I love you. I just
know.
mess up all the time.
I know you do. It's time to start the feed.
All the news you need to know. Feed.
It's Thursday, January 5th, and here are your top stories. A patent from Microsoft has hinted that their fancy new Xbox might also be a DVR. While some Xbox users currently have similar capabilities on the 360, the newly approved patent explicitly refers to an integrated gaming and DVR device that allows users to record media directly on their console, whether they're in the middle of the game or the console is turned off. Now, considering other recent rumors, it seems like the next Xbox is shaping up to be a good replacement for those ancient set-top boxes, which is A-okay with us. Sure, Google failed miserably at making their own phone, but now they look to be aiming their crosshairs at the Kindle Fire with their very own tablet. Yeah. The Digital Times has a report from the front lines of Google's supply chain saying that they're coming out with their own 7-inch tablet, one that will be priced competitively with the extremely successful Kindle Fire at only $199. They also hinted at the device hitting shelves as soon as March, so here's to hoping it does better than the Nexus. Now, bending time may be turning from science fiction to science fact. Yeah, Pentagon scientists just succeeded in demonstrating a real-life time hole, guys, which can make something unhappen with science. The experiment from DARPA-funded physicists at Cornell proved that it was possible to mask entire events by refracting light. Taken to the extreme, the technique means the government could eventually conceal covert operations in real time. In other words, they'd be able to restage time so something would happen so fast it couldn't be observed by the human eye. Crazy. The finding is being hailed as a major breakthrough in spatiotemporal cloaking, which I still don't understand at all. The French are known mostly for eating duck or ham and butter sandwiches. Yum. But now they have a new delicacy, the Darth Vader burger. The blacked out burger will be released alongside a regular old boring Jedi burger to promote the upcoming Star Wars 3D re-releases. The French fast food chain Quick hasn't said what makes the bun black, but usually it's better not to ask what fast food chains put in their food. If you want a taste, you have until March 1st to haul your ass to France. And finally, remember that quantum levitation wipeout video we reported on yesterday? It turns out it was 100% fake. Oops. Yeah, we were duped. While quantum levitation is a real phenomenon, multiple sources, including some of our more attentive viewers, said the video is simply a CGI viral marketing bit for the upcoming Wipeout game for the PS Vita. So at this point, there's only one thing left to say. We done got hornswaggled! Yeah. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now back over to you guys.
Thank you, Sarah Underwood! Hornswaggled. Or hornswaggled. Or Jaguar, or Jaguar, or Jaguar. Who cares? The Twitter wall!
The Twitter wall cares.
People are very upset of our pronunciations. Enigmanaut, or Enigmanote, says, is Kevin saying Jaguar on purpose, or is he mixing up American and British pronunciations of Jaguar? How do you say it? Consensus.
Jaguar?
Oh, okay, that helped. Thank you.
Is it Jaguar?
That chorus of dudes shouting really helped. One person, somebody.
Jaguar.
Jaguar?
Did you hear your co-host
Jaguar.
talking to you this whole time saying Jaguar?
Jaguar.
Oh, I said it right.
Okay, that's...
Yes, I said it right!
Jaguar.
I said a word right!
The same...
If you want to be a part of the show and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us at AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS.
It's like caring about Porsche or Porsche. Who does? You know what I mean? Like, who would ever care about something so trivial?
Stay tuned. We're going to have a real-life werewolf in studio when Silas Mitchell joins us.
Well, it's going to be a real-life TV werewolf, actually, I think. That's why I was confused. Jaguar.
Be sure to check out the Underworld Awakening Xbox All-Nighter Sweepstakes with Halo Anniversary this weekend. Also, don't miss Underworld Awakening in 3D in theaters January 20th.
Now, you might not want to meet my next guest under the light of a full moon, and I may or may not be talking about my butt.
Siegborst.
Very happy-go-lucky. Please welcome Silas Mitchell, everybody. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to the stage, the official studio, the shoebox, as we like to call it.
I'm about to black out. All this is activity, this visual activity.
No, that's the ecstasy that we slipped in your green room beverage. I'm sorry.
Oh, cool. I'm psyched. I'm going to
yeah.
a hockey game tonight, so that'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. The ice will have never felt fuzzier.
It'll feel warm.
Yeah, oh, the Zamboni's great, man. We need to get one of these for home.
I'm going to sleep inside the net.
When I last saw you, we were actually on the stage at Comic-Con, and Grimm hadn't actually aired yet. And you pulled me aside and were like, hey, listen, between you and me, this thing's not going to last past an episode. It's not going to go. Damn, you were wrong.
I sure was.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank God you weren't talking about your butt.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're psyched, man. We got a full season, and we're coming back to do the back 9, and the scripts are looking good, and we're psyched, man.
And is this an actual happy, friendly cast, or is this the typical, like, oh, we really love each other, but I'd like to stab a couple of them with forks?
Only a couple in the eye. But besides that,
That's
no,
fine.
really,
That too.
it's truly, it's funny. No one really believes it. Everyone's like, come on. But it's true. We really have a great time working together. It's a very no BS environment. People come to work, and then we go out and we play together out in the playground that is Portland.
Okay, let's drill into the playground that is Portland, because you can put birds on things.
You can crack eggs on things. That's the new thing. They'll put eggs on
everything.
You name it. There's a restaurant that makes a trout wrapped in prosciutto with an egg on top of it.
Okay.
It's like the trout's good enough as it is, but why not crack an egg on it?
Don Burry. It's like the chef's apology that bacon used to be.
Exactly.
It's not good enough. Throw some eggs on it. Let's see what happens.
There, yeah.
You want an omelet Don Burry? Done.
There is some good food up there. And
good
beer.
food and great strip clubs, I hear.
Per capita, the most in the country, from what I hear.
Wait, from what you hear?
Yeah, I haven't been to all of them yet. Give me a second, man. We're still only halfway through the first season. I got a long way to go.
Yeah, you got to bide your time.
Exactly. There's only so much you can take,
But that is not true. But what are the Portland strip clubs like? Is it like Suicide Girl type things, or there's someone like arc welding a fixed gear bike when you go inside one?
It's like I'm the Chamber of Commerce for strip clubs now. I didn't bring pamphlets, man. You gotta
come on, just
do your own research.
I want you to be my Yelp.
Yeah, exactly. Press me right here. There's a lot of different kinds, it's true when you drive. The way I got to know Portland is driving to set. Mm-hmm. And in downtown, there's a whole bunch, and then you're driving to set, and you're like, okay, so we're out of the per capita area, and you're out on some country road, and you're like, whoa, there was one right there. It just looks like a shack by the side of the road, right. But it's got these like bouncing girl, neon things. Like, I guess they were serious.
It's a mechanical bear playing a banjo outside,
exactly.
And then someone's just slow grinding its thigh.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what kind of place. There's probably a chick in the back dancing.
Yeah, any place that I care to be, which is true. Now, I always hate when people do interviews and ask about other people, but you were in The Patriot with Steven Seagal.
Yes.
That's got to be a tale or 12, right? There's got to be something. Can I open that Pandora's box?
Well, yeah, it's a Pandora's box, and you can open it, but I'm not saying anything's going to fly out.
Are you worried that he would come out and magic kick you in the throat?
Yeah, exactly. He'll do what did he do to...
He'll use his Seagal vision, which slows down time, allows him to X-ray you.
Right.
And then he'll go right for your weak spot.
His vision has, is now the Seagal belly, I think, is where that's where his vision rests.
It's in there.
As do his hands.
The souls of his enemies.
Yeah,
that's what he's pregnant with.
He did. He would stand and sort of rest his hands there while he was like, why aren't we shooting? What are we waiting for? Why aren't we shooting? That was his big thing.
That's the stealthiest ninja pose ever. That's why all the ninjas in their gi.
He lulls you into a sense of security with his girth, and then it's right in there.
You're a brave man for revealing the truth about Steven Seagal. So you go back to do the back 9 when? And when do we get to see them?
We start on Monday. No, the shows don't. I start working on Monday. Our next episode airs on the 13th, Friday the 13th.
Perfect date for it.
Couldn't be better.
Silas, thanks so much for coming
on. Thank you.
Man.
It was a pleasure. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
You guys, Silas Mitchell, everybody. Grimm. I'm going to plug it right now. Returns with new episodes on NBC. Again, he was right. Next Friday, it's January 13th, 9 p.m. And now, for something totally unrelated, it's the Asian Underground.
Underscore here at Spin Fusion in Los Angeles, where we're talking the coolest import DVDs. And if that's what we're talking, you're going down. But if you actually want to fight, I'd probably lose. It's time for Asian Underground. With me, as always, is my partner in crime, Asian cinema master, Jeff Wong. Now, Jeff, today we're talking about the seasoned masters of the martial arts, starting with Donnie Yen in Legend of the Fist.
Yeah, Legend of the Fist is actually a sequel to a TV show Donnie Yen did maybe 10, 15 years ago called Fist of Fury, which was based on a character that Bruce Lee played in the movie Fist of Fury. And he sort of, in his fight, develops this maybe superhero character that looks a lot like Kato from the Green Hornet.
He definitely has the Kato mask, but this being set in France really sets it apart. You don't see a lot of martial arts movies set in France.
This movie, since it is sort of this character that Bruce Lee developed, Donnie Yen focused a lot on that in terms of utilizing Bruce Lee's style of fighting. But because the enemies are all played by the Japanese, they all focus on sort of Japanese straightforward karate style fighting. So you have these sort of two different styles of fighting clashing against each other, which makes for these really great sweeping fight scenes.
Now, this 2011 version of Shaolin, starts out as kind of this historical martial arts epic until Jackie Chan arrives.
Yeah, this version of Shaolin follows a warlord played by Andy Lau who, after tragedy befalls him, he sort of tries to seek solace in the Shaolin Temple and relearn what he was taught as a young kid. And then he eventually finds peace being a monk, but then the warlord that betrayed him soon attacks the Shaolin Temple and he has to protect it.
This film is a remake of a Jet Li classic.
Yeah, this is a remake of the mid-80s movie Shaolin Temple, which was actually Jet Li's first movie. So all these guys, Andy Lau is in his 50s, Jackie Chan's in his 50s, they're still going strong with these kind of movies, and they're still doing all their own stunt work and all their own fight choreography. Jackie Chan actually has a hole in his head from an injury he sustained in the 80s, and it's still a physical hole in his head. And yet, he still does more than most of the actors we know in the States.
Mystical martial arts, Jet Li, a bevy of hot ladies. What's not to love about Sorcerer and the White Snake?
Well, The Sorcerer and the White Snake is sort of a movie for everybody. It's this big martial arts epic. Jet Li plays this monk who's sworn to protect the Earth realm from demons, and then just so happens this demon character falls in love with this herb farmer. So he needs to break that up in order to protect the world, but what he finds is that not all demons are alike, and what the demons are finding out is that not all humans are alike.
The effects scenes in this thing are so huge, I feel like it's as if Michael Bay learned how to make a movie and then made this movie.
Yeah, this is a very big effects film for a Chinese production. It's a fantasy epic, so they tried to do everything they could. A lot of this was shot on green screen, but what they did was they used a lot of wire-fu work. So you have practical martial arts, practical stunts in front of these CG environments that they're fighting in.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. You always bring me the best. And like a fine boxed wine or a classic Colt 45, these old guys can still kick some ass. And we'll kick back more to you on the next Asian Underground.
Thanks, Jeff and Chris. It's time to attack this winter warrior gear. Mother Nature has already given us some cruel reminders that winter is here, and that means only one thing: snowball fight! Just make sure you have a leg up with a Lazomatic snowball crossbow. Pack some powder in the press, aim and fire. Hit enemies from up to 60 feet away with the advantage of having 3 snowballs loaded at once. Boom, boom, boom. Be the envy of the neighborhood this winter for $40. Pretty cool. Love to take pictures, but you're afraid the effects of winter weather on your SLR camera? That makes sense? Well, worry no more thanks to the cloak bag. Made of rugged, water-resistant fabric, it's designed to protect your camera from the elements while providing easy access to your SLR. Featuring an unzipped bottom and a quick access flap on top, you'll have all the protection of a traditional bag without all the fumbling around. Keep your camera moisture-free for only $69. And finally, Love hitting the slopes, but can't get your sissy friend to brave a chairlift? Yeah. Well, now you can share all your powder plowing action with these camcorder goggles from Liquid Image. Helmet mounts are so 2011. Go carve the backcountry with a wide-angle lens built right in. The anti-fog goggles hold SD cards up to 32 gigs and record 720p video at 30 frames a second. Faceplants have never looked better. So go hands-free for $250. Brace for incoming nut shots. Great Moments in De-Evolution is next.
Starting Tuesday at 7 p.m., join Kevin Pereira, Jessica Chobot, and the gang as Attack of the Show brings you 2 days of live coverage from the Consumer Electronics Show. Visit g4tv.com/CES for details.
Zombie and puppy cuddle fest.
Coming up on Attack of the Show. Throw away your gadgets. We're live from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas with all the new stuff to fill your man cave. Then super hot MMA superstar Gina Carano will be here to kick some asses in her new movie, Haywire. And comedian David Cross returns with a new season of the increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret. Plus, we'll find out if Moneyball and Boardwalk Empire Season 1 are worth your time on DV Tuesday. And Grace Helbig learns to smuggle goods with Mark Wahlberg from Contraband. See it starting Monday. If your New Year's resolution is to broaden your musical horizons, we've got some brand new tunes that you can download completely free of charge. First up, help yourself to the song Mayday from Pujol's latest EP, Nasty, Brutish, and Short. With 10 releases in the past 2 years, Pujol is changing people's expectations of the twangy garage rock sound they expect out of Nashville. It's no wonder that Pujol attracted the attention of Jack White last year for a collaboration released on White's own Third Man Records. Next up is the band Kick Drums with their single, Had Too Much to Dream Last Night.
Oh, don't you love the chase? Oh, don't you love the chase? What happens when you catch it?
The band is made up of 2 former record producers who met while working as engineers at a studio in Cleveland, Ohio. They spent years perfecting their craft, resulting in a sound combining alternative rock, soul, and hip-hop laid over heavy drum beats and fuzzy guitars.
And I know I must be awake.
And finally, we have Snake Pit from Enter Shikari's upcoming album, A Flash Flood of Color. Described as a soundtrack for the mosh pit, dance floor, and front lines, Enter Shikari combines breakbeat techno with good old-fashioned punk rock for a sound that they hope will empower people and defeat the negativity that may surround them. All 3 songs are gifts from the artist to you, so what are you waiting for? Head on over to g4tv.com and grab some free beats.
Just right back.
So good. So good. Hey, if you didn't make the New Year's resolution to hear more music, maybe you made it to see more nut shots.
If so, you're in luck.
Hey, the horse is a DEV regular known mostly for his nut shots, but even he has to spread his wings and try something new every now and then. I don't blame him.
However, after seeing this effort, we think he should probably stick to the nut shots.
No.
Not even close. What's the point of the chair?
Close to what? I don't know. How do you actually landed it, he would have Grand Canyoned his anus. So, it was bound to fail no matter what happened there.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
This
kudos.
week's rating system is Hooker Hearts of Gold because the only crime those ladies are guilty of is caring too much.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
How many should we give them?
3 out of 5.
Okay.
Try.
All right, all you need to know about our next video is in the title.
I don't know what that image was. Please enjoy the ceiling fan trick.
At first glance, taking this tomato down through these spinning fan blades may seem impossible, but I'm here to show you it's not.
What was he doing?
Trying to grab the tomatoes.
It doesn't even make sense.
No,
It was
of
going
course
so
not.
fast.
But why did it sound like a train derailing when his face got smashed?
awful.
I know, what a sad Terminator noise that was. Well, how many should we give the kid that no longer has a face?
I say 4 out of 5.
Okay. That's pretty good. Hooker Hearts. Those are. Finally, the new year may be only 5 days old.
But we already have our first nominee for Nutshot of the Year.
Oh! Holy dude.
He's pretty talented, though.
That one got me, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I mean, that was a good flip.
That one hurt.
Right,
Yeah, excellent
right down
flip.
the
That's
middle.
cooler than T-bowing, I guess.
How many should we give him?
5 out of 5. You're done. You're all done.
Dum-dums.
Yeah.
Fun show today. Fun Thursday show.
Totes the
if I do
best
say
Thursday show of this week, I think.
Of this year.
What?
So far.
That is a lofty claim.
It is. Thanks to Silas Mitchell, Chris Moore, Jeff Wong, Morgan Webb, Adam Sessler, Blair Herder, and Sarah Underwood.
Anyone else?
And you.
And Oprah.
Andy.
Thank you, Oprah. And thanks, Andy. Stick around. Campus PD starts